Hi all, Ross here, Thomas Classic Modern. Welcome back to the channel. So this is the second section of our broken up lengthy video. This section is, I would say, probably one of the most important sections of doing your ball joints. This is how you need to go about preparing the ball joints before fitting them. So here we go. Okay, so that is the main part of everything stripped. We now have the hub over there drying. That's had a little coat of etch primer and satin black. So, ball joints. What can I say? Some people really struggle with it. Some people find it really easy. I am just going to give you a run through of how I do ball joints. It's how I was always told to do them. It's how I've always done them. And in all honesty, I've never had an issue with it. We only use good quality ball joint kits. We buy them from mini spares. And I will go through how and what we do, and more to the point, why. So, breaking open the ball joint kit, this is what you get. You get your cup or seat, your domed nut, your pin, new fixings, new rubbers, new lock tab, the spring for the bottom ball joint. I'll cover that in more detail when we come to it. A selection of shims, normally not enough, but we'll see how we go. As you can imagine, we've got umpteen number of used shims, which are fine to reuse. And you get two of everything. That is a complete kit as just taken out of the packet. And that's the packet for the other side. So that's what you get. So what do we need to do to make these ball joints work correctly and last? First thing that we do is, there is, if you can pick that up in camera, a very small line just across that tapered area. Let's see if you can see that. If you can't, you certainly will in a minute, because that is the grease path. So when you squeeze grease into your joint, that is the path that allows the grease to pass through from the bottom to the top. What I always do is make that grease path deeper and slightly wider. And I will show you how we do that now. Pop that in the vise. Not dogging it up, not massively tight, just so that the original grease path is just on the top there. What I use to alter that grease path, it's good old-fashioned Dremel. Yeah, can't survive without one of these. We use this for loads of different things. They're great with the little cutting discs on, etc. But as you can see, I've got a very small grindstone on there. I have put a new one in there for this. The last one flew off. Hopefully this one won't. But they're cheap as chips. You can buy these generically. And it's not working hard. So what we now need to do is sort of deepen and widen that groove. So we turn that on, get it up to a decent speed. And then all we need to do quite quickly make a decent wide grease path for the grease to come up from the bottom to the top. That's the first thing that we need to do. Get that out of the way a second. Second thing we need is the corresponding dome nut and the corresponding seat. So what we're essentially going to do here now is make this a matched set. And by that, what we're going to do is we are now going to lap this into this, those faces, and we're also going to lap the seat into the dome on the end, so those faces. That's the bit that gives you your swivel. So we get now good old-fashioned common and garden valve lapping paste and a drill. Fine valve lapping paste should be absolutely ample for this. And how we do this is we take our cup, we pop that in the vise across two of the flats, not massively tight, again, not dogging it up, just holding it there. Take a smear of your fine valve lapping paste and put it on this area here. So spread that around where you've just cut the grease path. So put a smear of that on there and pop it back through the cup as if it was fitted. We then get our cordless drill, pop the threaded part in the chuck and wind it up. Just nip it up. Again, you're not dogging the world up. And what we then do, I do this on low speed, we basically use the drill to lap that cup in and move it all around. Just like that. So lots of different movement, keeping a little bit of pressure this way into the cup, all the way through its full range of movement. Be as random as you like. Imagine that this was on the car and that's the range of movement it's moving through. All the way around. And then undo that, take it out of the vise and then wash it thoroughly. You want all traces of that valve lapping paste gone. What you should end up with is something like that. So any high spots have now been taken off. Obviously it's lapped over the top of any burrs that we might have created with the wider grease path. Nicely lapped in to that cup. Do the same with the cup, wash it through thoroughly. And then, if you can see that, you get the same effect in the cup. So right in that bottom taper there, any burrs removed, and you get a nice seat down in the bottom. So that then fits in that snug, nice and smooth, no notchiness, no nothing. Next bit, exactly the same thing with the small seat that this area runs on. Same thing again, there are two little flat sides to the seat. These are very brittle, so you don't need a lot of pressure to hold these in a vise. Literally just a little nip, that's all you need. Then you take your pin, and now we're going to lap this bottom ball area into that seat there. So same thing, doesn't need as much this. Generally, same thing again. Put the pin in the chuck of your drill, and we're just going to hold that in there. Not too much downward pressure because that's not held very tight in the vise. And same thing again. That's that. Good clean off. And then again, what you get is any burrs or anything like that knocked off the bottom seat cup area that runs in the seat. You now must keep these bits together as if you were doing a wheel bearing or some such like. They are now what I like to say is a match pair. You've lapped all of them into it together. And there we go, that's what the seat itself looks like. So as you can see, nicely lapped in, any high spots gone, ready to go. Well, that is how I like to prepare my ball joints ready for fitment. I'm going to do exactly the same now with the other set, and then hopefully by then the hub will be dry and we'll get on with fitting them and show you how we do that. Okay, so there we go. That is how we do our ball joints. How I've always done them, as I said in the video. They've never failed me as yet, so I hope you took something from that. Please feel free to drop us a comment down below if you think that there is something we could be doing different to improve that. Please don't say fit the shimless ball joints. Don't like them, won't fit them. And that is each to their own. But as I say, that is how we do our ball joints. Hope you enjoyed that. Please look out for the next section of the video now, where we will get on with actually fitting those ball joints and shimming them up correctly. So look forward to seeing you on that video. Thanks very much.